Hello, I'm Ray, and I'm excited to share this proven 7-day quest, a transformation system you can apply to your life starting today to become your ultimate self. I've personally used these strategies and seen them work time and time again from the greatest teachers. I'm sharing not just what works to break your cycles, but why it works, and more importantly, how to make it work for you specifically. My objective is to translate this journey clearly so you can walk away with the exact steps to implement it. So picture this, Saturday morning, snow falling thick against my apartment windows up north. I'm hunched over my desk, convinced I'm working on some breakthrough feature of my wellness app I was developing. I reach for my old notebook to cross-reference something, and that's when I see it, the exact same phrase I just typed I had written from years ago, word for word. I remember I set my coffee down hard enough that it spilled. This sick feeling washed over me. Ugh, am I just running in circles? Have I wasted 3 years convincing myself this idea matters when maybe it's just nothing? Self-doubt can feel defeating. Let's break down the invisible prison and day one action steps. Day one, the invisible prison. Here's what I want you to know. That feeling of being stuck, it's not unique to you. Psychologists and doctors call it the habit of being yourself. And there's actual neuroscience behind why you get trapped. Your brain is a record of your environment. By age 35, 95% of who you are consists of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, and beliefs running like a computer program. Only 5% represents your conscious mind working against this programming. Think about your morning routine. Same side of the bed, same finger on the alarm. Identical bathroom sequence. When you perform these identical thoughts and actions while secretly expecting something to change, you're essentially hoping for transformation while refusing to transform. First step on day one, let's go over pattern recognition. Begin with the morning audit, best done when you first wake up. Number 1, write down your first 3 thoughts. Number 2, write down your first actions you take in the morning. This can be as specific as which hands reach for your phone and what you look at. Now continue your routine mapping, either written or noticing through self-awareness. We are trying to identify the automatic, unconscious habits and how they contribute to our identity. We do this because our brains fire in identical sequences, creating our personalities. Our objective is to map it so we can change it. You can start with identifying your top 5 unconscious habits that you're looking to change. Here's the pattern we're establishing. Encounter, understand, overcome, integrate. Each concept we master becomes a tool for the next challenge. I discovered something profound during my years of showing up at the gym at 5 a.m. with my accountability partner, Jeff, in the bitter cold, mind you. One morning, he asked me something I'll never forget. How does it feel, man, to have the ability to be present and to enter deep flow at will? This felt like the magic escape and pure access to living each day intentionally. This discovery was incredible and inspiring. We found something together that most people spend their entire lives searching for. But here's what matters. We didn't find it by thinking about it. We found it by doing something difficult and physical every day. The second step on day one, thought catching. Set some alarms throughout your day. When they ring, write down your current thought. Know if it's past, present, or future focused. The latest science has discovered on average we have 60,000 daily thoughts, and most are identical to yesterday's. Catch them to break them. The difficult goal here is to try and use no judgment and just observe them at first. This will allow for a more seamless and understanding start to your process. Change requires different actions, and this leads us into day 2. Your why already exists. All right, I'm going to challenge something you've probably heard 1,000 times. Everyone talks about finding your why, but research shows something counterintuitive. You already have one. It's been there since your mid to late teens, fully formed. The problem with this your why exists is your limbic brain, which controls feeling and behavior, but not language. That's why you can feel passionate about something, but struggle to articulate it. It's like trying to explain why you love someone. The words just never quite capture the feeling. On day 2, apply the friend exercise. This changed everything for me. Find a friend, not family. They're too close. Someone who'd answer your 3 a.m. call. Ask them, what specifically about me makes you know I'd be there for you no matter what? If you don't have someone close enough to ask this question, I recommend you doing the reverse and pretend someone asked you the question. The list may start with generic traits, but just keep pushing. Eventually, they'll stop describing you and start describing how you make them feel. That space you fill in their lives. That's your actual why. Document this response word for word. Remember that others see your impact clearer than you see yourself, and your value in their lives reveals your purpose. For me, it turned out to be about transformation. Helping people see they're not stuck, they're just standing still. This wellness app I was working on, the methods, these are just vehicles. The real purpose is breaking the cycles. Also on day 2, use the gratitude recall exercise. Your natural gifts show up repeatedly, and your core purpose formed by your late teens. Recall 5 times someone thanked you genuinely. Write what specific action prompted their thanks, and find common thread between all 5. Try and recall what you did between the ages of 10 and 12 and identify what came too easy to value or what others asked your help with. The objective is getting close enough to the emotional hits. That's your why speaking. Day 3, creating your ultimate self. Let's acknowledge this is challenging material. When I first learned about neural pathways, I spent 4 hours understanding what now takes me 4 minutes to explain. That's not talent. That's just practice meeting understanding. Every thought you have produces specific chemicals. Positive thoughts create positive neural circuits and corresponding chemicals. Negative thoughts, different circuits, different chemicals. Once you feel the way you think, you begin thinking the way you feel. The bamboo tree perfectly illustrates this principle. You water it daily for years with zero visible progress. Underground, an extensive root system develops. Then suddenly, explosive growth, up to 90 feet in weeks. This is exactly how transformation works. Small, consistent actions compound invisibly until breakthrough happens. On day 3 here, we apply the micro-discomfort training. Wake without a snooze button or immediately do positive action first thing in the morning. Cold water on your face for 30 seconds, or even better, a cold shower. A 10-minute walk when the sun rises prior to any technology. No technology or screens before bed. Solve a hard problem either physically or mentally without Google or AI. Bonus, create healthy rewards for achieving difficult challenges. I learned this the hard way. For years, I was obsessed with video games, not casually playing, but grinding to achieve top ratings in competitive titles. When I finally reached the top of several games, I felt empty. I asked myself, at what cost? Does any of this even matter? Why am I doing this? That emptiness became my catalyst. I started applying gamification principles to real life instead of virtual worlds. Same competitive drive, just a different arena. Reality. It's time to talk about a primary issue we are faced with in today's society: dopamine overstimulation. On day 4, dopamine restoration. 2 years after the world went into lockdown, I got COVID. Instead of seeing it as a setback, I used it as a reset button, a 3-month complete dopamine detox. Let me paint the picture. Day 3, my muscle memory kept reaching for where my social media apps used to be on my phone, but since I deleted them. My brain screamed for just one game round. The physical withdrawal was real. Restlessness, irritability, that crawling feeling out of your skin. Depressed. These aren't life-changing individually, but accumulated, they rewire your entire operating system. And within weeks, I was feeling healthy, both mentally and physically. I began wanting to apply myself in positive behavior and not forcing myself. On day 4, remove your dopamine cravings. Remove apps from your phone for a set of amount days, such as 90. Set your phone to grayscale and don't carry it everywhere you go. Replace scrolling or snacking with physical activities and gratitude practices. Work on something difficult every morning. Prepare social navigation. For example, if someone asks you, why don't you want to drink? You could answer, I'm experimenting with my health. Or if asked, you should get on the game with me, you could answer, I'm working on personal pursuit right now and would appreciate your support. Using alcohol as an example for social challenge, it's so expected in our society that explaining why you're not drinking becomes more exhausting than just drinking. Friends look at you differently. They take your choices as judgment on theirs. You don't always have to explain yourself. Social pressure is real, and if you pre-plan your defense, this can help dramatically. Most people try adding more knowledge, more strategies, more consumption, but transformation happens through subtraction, removing habits that keep you stuck, eliminating thought patterns that limit you, letting go of stories about who you think you are. Remember, your brain needs alternatives. Give it better options. Pain first, pleasure later. Let's continue into day 5. Engineer your environment. Here's wonderful wisdom from the Shaolin headmaster monk. You don't add more to become strong. You remove what makes you weak. My breakthrough came when I stopped trying so hard to become someone new and just started being that person. Instead of I'm becoming disciplined, it was I am disciplined. Present tense. Identity shift. Your environment controls 95% of your behavior. Design it and make the healthier choices easier and the bad ones more difficult. On day 5, environmental architecture. Clean your space. Buy a nice water bottle and keep it with you. Work on one thing at a time and aim to find deep work. Clean out your food pantry from foods that are not good for you. Prepare healthy food and make it easy to grab. Your brain can't tell the difference between vividly imagined experience and reality. When you repeatedly think about who you want to be, your brain literally reconstructs itself as if you're already that person. Moving into day 6, your unshakable foundation. By rephrasing tough situations into learning experiences and self-reflection, you gain the ability to grow rapidly. These moments aren't failures, they're data. A couple of years ago, my aunt looked at me and said, "You look so energized and healthy." Simple words, but they hit different. That was the moment I knew transformation had already happened. I wasn't striving anymore. I had become. The story I used to tell myself about who I was disappeared. On day 6, let's apply the identity routine. Here's a proven 7-step morning routine backed by many professionals on this topic. 1. Hydrate immediately. Your brain is literally dehydrated. 2. 10 minutes of sunlight. This isn't optional, it's biological necessity. 3. 5-minute vision. Write and read your I am plus your identity statements in the mirror. 4. 5 minutes of gratitude. Not just thinking of something grateful, but feeling it. 5. Write 3 priorities, not 20, just 3. 6. Message an accountability partner. Message someone who has a mutual goal as you. 7. 90-minute deep work. Phone off, notification is dead, just one single focus. Something neglected in today's self-help world is the evening routine, which can be even more important than the morning one. So first, tech off several hours before bed. The blue light destroys melatonin. Second, journal 3 wins from today, gratitude and self-reflection. 3, eat at least 2 hours before bed. And 4, a bedtime alarm. Remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about consistency, but try to never miss twice. John Amaechi, psychologist and former NBA player, introduced me to the FEE model. Focus. Curate complete attention into the present moment. Effort, not asking how little can I get away with, but how can my effort be 100%? Execution, Well-executed detailed practice makes perfect. Reaching our 7th day on this quest, lock in the loop. Here's what changes when you commit to this path. Your internal dialogue shifts. On day 7, your system solidification. Do one thing with 0 visible results. Trust the process and document. Track your progress. Celebrate showing up, not outcomes. Identify one habit to subtract. Choose one person to help. Commit to never missing twice. Transformation isn't a 7-day event. It's a lifestyle. Creating your routine and rewards are part of the system, and that will keep you on track. But it's ultimately up to you to show up each moment. The 1% mindset isn't about being special. Everyone has the same 24 hours you do. The difference is in the daily actions. We cannot wait or reply on motivation. We must execute regardless of how we feel. Remember that the more hard stuff we do, it gets easier. Winners don't wait for life to happen to them. They make life happen. I hope this is making sense and this systematic thinking breaks down working through complex problems. The primary pattern we have to get used to is being kind and patient with ourselves while building these tools to work through these problems independently. Tomorrow, when you try to work towards the new things, you will be faced with friction. Our mind will try to negotiate. It will offer you compelling reasons to stay in bed. That's your first test. Make small wins. Follow this for just 1 week and your transformation will blow your mind. Not because the actions are magical, but because you'll finally see what you're capable of when you stop running the same programs. The question isn't whether you can change. The neuroscience proves you can. The question is whether you'll choose discomfort today to build the life you want tomorrow. Your daily routine determines everything about your success. You can either be authentic or not. You can either live in balance with who you are or keep running in circles. Keep exploring and asking thoughtful questions. But you already know what to do. You've already known. The only question left is, will you? Check out this next video on why goals don't work and why constraints work better.